to ask for them. Simple. I think that so many people just forget to ask for them, or they feel bad about asking for them, or awkward asking for them. You just gotta, find a way to just normalize it. Hey, this worked for you. You're excited about this. Do you have any other friends, family, former colleagues that are in a similar boat that you think that might be able to help? That could be right at the point of sale. Later on, let's say you've been a customer for, 6 months, a year, or something like that. Similar kind of message, except now you can actually reference, in theory, actual data. You've grown this amount, or this metric has changed and evolved. You're super happy. Your whole team is using this. Who else, might be able to benefit from that? And then there's the different type of referral, which is more maybe a less intimate kind of way, where I have a relationship with Mixmax, let's say, and I'm talking to some random strangers about their business, and I'm like, hey, you ever heard of Mixmax? Have you checked it out before? No? Well, I'm happy to broker an intro if you want to take a demo. And then bang, I make the intro, and then something cool happens, and that random person is happy, and Mixmax is happy, and they, in theory, cut me a nice little check as a thank you. So it all comes back to just being kind of, brave enough to ask. I don't know how unconventional it is, but you really, I think, just want to tap into what drives each particular person. I think it's very easy to just lob out, here's an extra $500 today if we hit our goal, or, the number one salesperson this year gets a trip for two to the Future of Sales Summit in Fiji, something like that, right? But everybody has busy lives. Everybody has challenges and reasons for doing the things that they do that are personal. And if you're a good sales leader, you've found a way to take the time to have deep, beyond the surface level conversations with your team. So if I know that I'm completely making stuff up right now. If you are trying to save up money to buy your first home, I'm going to dig into that and find a way to maybe calculate with you what you need to sell every single month this year in order to earn this amount in commission that you get to sock away to put your down payment on this house on such and such day. If I know that you really want to go to Italy this summer because your family is Sicilian, my family is Sicilian, that's why I'm thinking about this. So if I really want to go to Sicily this summer, how do I make that happen? Here's actually how much that would cost. Let's budget it all out. If you're trying to put your kids through school, same kind of thing. So it's really kind of tapping into, why does somebody care so much about their job and hitting quota? I don't really believe anybody cares that much about their job, or hitting quota, They care about what those things can do for them or their family or their loved ones. And again, I don't know if that's unconventional or not, but that's how I think people should think about it. This is actually easy, just not very many people want to do it. You give them one number and it's the same number, one revenue number. That's it. Nobody cares how we got there. There's no attribution. There's no KPIs and MQLs and SQLs or whatever the hell people want to make up. There's just, Rita's the VP of sales. She has $1 million target. And Scott's the VP of marketing. Guess what? Scott has $1 million target as well. You and I are suddenly in complete alignment. We don't care where the deal came from. We just need the deal. We don't care where the pipeline came from. We just need the pipeline. This simple fix terrifies people for whatever reason. You want people to be totally in lockstep? That's an easy way to fix it, I think. My third time being a head of sales, I think that I believed my own hype. And I think that I thought that the product didn't matter at all. the team didn't matter at all because I could turn water into wine, and that I would be good enough and could sell anything and teach people how to sell anything, that I could kind of title hop and salary hop and it would be fine. And that wasn't the case. It was the one blip on my resume. It was a sales leader 6 times. 5 of those times I would say were quite successful, and one of them was a disaster. And I did not do a good job of vetting the company, vetting the product, vetting the founding team, vetting some of the sort of contributing team members and anything like that, because we just weren't really aligned, from the get-go. And that set me back probably a year in my career. I was there for 7-8 months or something like that, but I spent time afterwards trying to figure out what I needed to do to not make that same mistake. So that was a big mistake that I made. Didn't vet things hard enough and got a little too arrogant, let's call it, and made a mistake. Stop asking them to go to so many different meetings. Stop asking them to report on every little thing that is going on in their pipeline. Stop micromanaging in a lot of sense. Stop forcing them to report on somewhat meaningless KPIs. How many of this did you do? How many of that did you do? But there's a lot of dead time, and we add to that as sales leaders by thinking we need to have a pipeline review every single week with every single person on our team. And I need to talk to Scott today because he made 4 calls instead of 7 calls. It's like, oh my God, these things are such a waste of time. I think instead, if you were just like, Rita, what is in your way? What's a blocker holding you back from doing like a, twice as good job? Whatever it is, you have a magic wand right now. What do you want to fix about your job? And then you tell me what that thing is. And I say, I'll be back when I have a solution for you. And I just run around like a chicken with my head cut off, solving all these things, removing blockers and obstacles from my team's way. I think that makes people feel extremely supported. I think they feel listened to. I think they're shocked sometimes when you actually come back and have delivered. And then you say, what's the next thing I can do that would make your job easier? All those things should give you a lift in productivity. I definitely listen to music all day long whenever I'm doing any kind of deep work or even light work that doesn't involve being on the phone or on Zoom. The habit, I sort of obsessively stare at my goals all day long. It's up on my screen, on my second screen over here that you can't see, and it just sort of stares at me and taunts me all day long. I'm very much like a carrot and the stick kind of person. If you tell me, Scott, here's the things that you said that you wanted to do and here's the reasons why, and you just remind me of those things all day long, I run a little harder. And when I run, I work for myself, so I don't have a boss. So I just use this little, native iOS note app that says your goal this month is this. You want to go here and do that. And I'm just a big believer of writing goals down, making them small and attainable so you get some wins under your belt so it builds momentum, and keeping them top of mind. And for me, that's not a sticky note thing. That's just like bang. It's like the background of my computer. I can't get away from it. That's my weird little quirky habit.